Welcome back. We are still in the advanced equations section. And remember, in this first part, we looked at separated variables. So now we're up to problem number 6. Or actually, I'm sorry, I did this with a separate section. So we're back to number 1. These are equations with parentheses. So number 1 in this new section of the worksheet is 5x plus 1 in parentheses equals 75. So as we've been doing, let's put the ghost one in there for the x by itself. And then I need to show you how to do a process called distribution. And what distribution means is that I'm going to take this constant 5 and I'm going to multiply it by this term and by this term. So we're going to distribute the constant 5 to the entire parentheses set. And here's how that works. The first part is 5 times 1x. So I'm taking those first two terms and multiplying them. 5 times 1 is 5, and then we keep the x. This part is 5 times positive 1, and that's just going to be a 5, positive 5. So we end up with this simplified version of this left side. And we need to do that before we can do the frame. So you never want to put parentheses into your solving frame. So here's what we're going to have to solve. We have the 5x plus 5 that I got from the distribution. And since this is the first time you've seen this, let me highlight there. This was 5 times 1. And then this one was using the 5 times the positive 1 to give me that term. So I'm just bringing down that simplified piece of the problem on the left side. This is a simplified expression on the left. And then on the right, you have a constant. So the variable is the x. And we want to move the 5. So negative 5 here, negative 5 here. I'm left with 5x equals 70. And then we're going to need to divide that coefficient out of there. And be careful when you divide this. 70 goes first. And cancel those two. So x in this problem is 14. And when I zoom back out, you can see that this is a very complicated process. This is an advanced equation. And if you're understanding what's going on here, you should be very proud of yourself. This is a good thing because these are not easy. They're not like those 1 steps that we did. In fact, if you look back, we were doing these in the beginning as 1-step problems alone. So you've come a long way in this course. Okay, number 2 in this section. Let me zoom back in so you can see a little bit clearer. Number 2 is 5, again, x minus 7 this time. And I left room to put my ghost there, equals 5. So again, I'm going to use that distribution process. And let me change colors just so you can follow a little clearer. If you will draw these arrows, it will help you remember to do both terms. So the first part is going to be 5 times 1x, which is just 5x. And then the second part is 5 times negative 7, and that's negative 35. Okay, so when I come down to do my frame, I keep as much as I can in view here. Draw the frame first. And we have the 5x minus 35 on this side. And then a 5 on this side. So this is variable. And this is constant. So this is plus 35, and this is plus 35. And cancel. So I'm left with 5x equals 40. And divide by the coefficient. So this is x equals 8. Okay, number 3 is 6, 2 plus 1x minus 5x plus 15. I'm sorry, that's an equal sign. Okay, so this time we have parentheses on the left. We also have a variable term on the right. First step is always the parentheses. We have no choice on that. So we're going to multiply that term and that term. So we have 6 times 2, which is 12. And then 6 times 1x is 6x. And then we're left with a problem that we can solve. So let's do the solving frame. And put the terms in there. So we have 12 plus 6x, 5x plus 15, and we have a letter, a variable on both sides. So figure out which is the boss. And in this case, it's the 6. Not by much, but it's a little bit bigger. And then on the other side is the constant. So I'm going to go ahead and move this positive 12 over to the constant side. And 15 minus 12 is 3. And then I'm going to move this plus 5x over to the variable side. So I'm left with 1x, negative 3. Now you can let that 1 float away, just like he floats in there. And then this one equals negative 3. moving on. Number 4 is 8x plus -5, close parentheses, equals x plus 2. Now don't let this get you rattled. All those parentheses are going to be okay. Let's put the ghost ones in there. And please excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I'm so sorry. I have allergies today. So put your ghost ones in there. And then let's do our distribution. The distribution is going to take care of all this ugliness. So we have 8 times 1x. And then 8 times -5. And that's -40. And then we're ready to set up our problem. So we have 8x minus 40, 1x plus 2, and so the 8 is the boss variable. And the constant. And I'm going to go ahead and move the plus 40. So I'm left with 8x, 1x plus 42. And then I'm going to move this plus 1x over to the variable side of the problem. So we're left with 7x, 42. Divide your coefficient, and you're left with x equals 6. Okay. All right, one more of these. And this is number 5. $13 m plus 3 equals 13. So the distribution is going to be 13 times 1m, or 13m, and 13 times plus 3 is plus 39. And we are ready to solve. We have 13m plus 39, and that's the variable side, equals the constant 13. So we need to move the 39. $13m, and then 13 subtract 39. Be careful there. That's going to give you a negative 26. Divide your 13 through. So m is -2. Okay. That is the end of the advanced equations videos. The next set is on word problems, where we will use all of your equation skills with some actual story problems. So I'll see you in the next module. Feel free to review this one as often as you like, but we are finished with advanced equations. I will see you soon.